Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing my bridal makeup. This is just practice. My wedding is literally a year away. I wanted to get some practice in because I am doing my own bridal makeup. So this is the look that I've been coming up with lately that I like the most. So I'll show you how I got this look, and if you're interested in that, just keep on watching. I also give lots of tips and tricks, so let's go. So the skin is definitely the most important part in any wedding makeup. If you're not taking care of your skin before your wedding day or prepping the skin properly before you do your makeup isn't going to apply the way it should. So I'm definitely going to be prepping my face. So I'm going to be using the First Aid Beauty facial radiance pads, and these are basically just glow boosting pads with AHAs and BHAs in them, which help kind of exfoliate the skin. Now I'm just going to apply a moisturizer. So this is the Corsex Advanced Snail Mucin Cream. So I'm going to apply this pretty generously and obviously down my neck as well. And I have lip balm on as well. That's another way I like to prep the lips for lipstick. So now that our skin is prepped, we can go in with products. So I'm just applying the Pretty Fresh Set It Up Primer by ColourPop. And I'm just going to put a thin layer of this over my eyes just to prep the eye area. And then I'm going in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This is in the color Cool Ivory. I like to have a really light base for my eyeshadow, so this is like almost white, but I really like this as an eyeshadow primer, so I just apply it from lid to brow bone. And then I'll go ahead and blend that out. All the eyeshadows I'm going to be using are from my MAC palette, so I'm going to be using one ColourPop shadow and all the other shadows will be MAC. To set my lid area, I always like to set it. I use MAC Brulee. I'm taking this Wet n Wild Fluffy Shader Brush, and I'm just going to take some MAC Brulee, which is just a matte kind of skin color. I'm going to use that to set all of the primer. So now we can go in with a transition shade. So actually the transition shade I'm going to be using is a ColourPop shade. It's a really light orangey brown, and this is in the color Archer. So it's a nice orangey brown. And then I'm also going to be using some Soft Brown by MAC and a little bit of Wedge by MAC. Archer color by ColourPop, and I'm just going to take it on this fluffy brush, and we're just going to apply this into the transition area. So I like to tap off the brush a little bit, and then I'm just going to apply this into that crease and transition area. And as you can see, we're just kind of building that color up. And when there's hardly anything left on the brush, I'll just kind of blend upward. I like to start kind of in the crease and then build my way up. And it's always better to have too little product on the brush than too much, because you can easily build it up. Okay, so now that we have our transition shade applied, I'm going to be taking a little bit of Soft Brown and Wedge, kind of an equal amount of both, tap my brush off, and I'm going to focus this more in just the crease area rather than the transition, and a little bit on the outer corner. So I start in this outer corner crease area and just really focus this in that hollow of the eye. And again, just building it up. Now that we have that done, I'm just going to take a really big fluffy brush that has no product on it, and I'm just gonna do a big kind of sweep over just to blend everything nice and evenly together. So next I'm going to go in with a tiny brush, just a smaller blending brush like this. It's not tiny, but it's small, and I like to use it for darker colors. So I'm going to take a mixture of MAC Espresso and MAC Sketch. So MAC Espresso is just like a dark chocolatey brown, and Sketch is kind of a dark purpley kind of reddish color. So I'm going to be taking both of those, and then again tapping off my brush, and then we're just going to focus this on the outer corner, and then kind of blending into that crease area just to deepen everything up. And then we're going to take a little bit of our transition shade and soft brown, and I'm just going to diffuse out and blend out that definition that we added. So we have one eye nice and defined. And then I always like to go in with more of my transition color and just make sure the top still has that nice halo effect. I'm going back in with the brush that has no product on it, and I'm just going over and blending everything. Next, I'm going to take my Bare Steady Paint Pot by MAC. This is a really nice kind of champagne shimmery color, and I like to take this on a brush, and then I just apply this to the inner part of my lid. Just like that, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. Paint pots are extremely long lasting, so I love using these as kind of a base. Next, I'm going to be going in with All That Glitters, which is just a nice champagne-y color, and we're just going to go over top that eyeshadow we put down, and kind of swishing my brush back and forth to kind of blend it with the outer corner. Thing on the other side. This is a really pretty, almost like rosy goldy color. And now this is the time to clean up harsh lines, because after this we're going to be going in with some glitter. So I'm just going to take the transition shade on the big fluffy brush, and we're just going to do one final blend through. Now I'm going to be taking the Stila Liquid Glitter Glow eyeshadow. This is in Kitten Karma, and I'm just going to apply this where we applied the paint pot and All That Glitters. Make sure you don't get this in your crease though, keep it on the lid. Once that's a bit dry, we're going to go in with a second layer. And we're just going to take a kind of compact brush with that transition color and blend out this upper edge right here where we put the glitter. a little bit of Sketch and espresso on my brush just to blend these corner areas together. And I'm gonna go in with one more layer of the Liquid Glitter Glow eyeshadow. Blend one more time with these edges. Now before mascara or anything, we're actually gonna move on to face because I'm done everything that will leave fallout. So I'm going in with my Set It Up primer by ColourPop. Just gonna apply a thin layer of this all over my face. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of my Lumi Glotion. This is in the color medium, which gives me like a little bit of a bronze glow, and I'm just taking about that much on my hand with one pump of the Revlon Color Stay Normal to Dry foundation. And I'm just going to mix these two on the back of my hand. I'm gonna mix them together, and then we're just gonna dot this all over my face just to get the product on, and then we're gonna make sure we apply it to the jawline area. Just get really everything all nice and blended out.
I then like to put some on my ears because my ears tend to get red.
Next, I have my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the color Fair Rose. This is a really light color. I like to use this on my under eyes here. And then on my nose, middle of my forehead, and on my chin. So just acting as kind of natural highlights. And then I like taking this kind of domed foundation brush, and we're just gonna blend all of that out. I kind of dot it and dab it upwards here just to get a little bit of that cat eye effect. I'm taking my MAC Pro Emphasize powder, and I'm just going to tap this on my under eyes. And as you can see, it gave my eyeshadow kind of like a cat eye effect. This also gives a little bit of coverage. And wherever I use the highlight, I'm also going to use the setting powder on that area. Okay, so it's looking a little crazy right now, but trust the process. We are going to just kind of brush away any extra powder that doesn't need to be there and kind of smooth everything out. And now we're gonna go in with cream contour. I'm using the Soul Cream Contour by ColourPop today. So I just like to get a little bit on the brush, and I'm gonna be more bronzing than contouring, so I'm gonna start almost above where the hollow of the cheek is and kind of stopping near the corner of my eye, and we're just gonna bronze this whole area out. And I'm blending more upwards than bringing it down because that's when it can look a little muddy and messy. I also like to take this a little bit on the top of my forehead here. Just to add some warmth, but not on my temples. If you put on your temples, it can bring your face kind of in. So I just do it up here, and then we're gonna do The same thing with the other side. So starting kind of up here, bringing it to the end of the eye line, and just kind of blending that out. A little bit on the forehead. Okay, so that just added some nice bronze to the face. And now I'm going to go in with liquid blush. So I'm going to be using the NARS Orgasm Radiant Liquid Blush. I put it on the back of my hand first. And then I'm just going to apply this to the apples of my cheeks as well as just up like this. I also put some of this on my nose just to bring some color in. So I'm using the Sugared Donut by ColourPop, so I just do kind of 3 dots like that. And I'm just gonna take this brush and kind of blend that out, and then whatever's left on the brush kind of put on my nose and any other highlighting areas. So then I'm going in and I'm going to set all of this with my Hourglass Veil Translucent setting powder. This gives a really beautiful glow to the skin. I'm just going to take it on this EcoTools kabuki, and we're just going to powder the whole face. I like to powder generously on days that are really big because your face gets oily throughout the day and you really want to make sure your makeup stays on well. So this gives a really beautiful glow. That's a natural glow. And then I'm going to be going in with powder bronzer. So I'm going to be taking NARS Laguna, and I'm just going to take it on this angled brush, and we're just going to kind of define it a little bit, not too much, because can already still see a lot of that color there, but just a little bit to kind of set. And the reason I didn't go straight in with this rather than, and I did powder instead between the layers, is because this will just help it go on, you know, a lot smoother. So just applying that like that. And then we're gonna go in with a little bit of blush. So I'm going to be using Benefit Dandelion, which is a nice, just pretty pink, and it's a nice neutral pink. Just applying that to where I applied the blush the first time. For powder highlight, I'm going to be using the Luminous Light powder by Hourglass. This is an amazing highlighter. It's really good for bridal because it doesn't give too much of a glow. It just gives a nice sheen. See, it's just so pretty. So I put this on the apple of my cheeks and kind of blend it. I'm a little messy with this because it's not a really blinding highlight at all, so you can kind of put it wherever you'd like to have just a little extra sheen. And now I'm going to clean up this bottom contour here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a powder puff and the MAC Pro Emphasize powder, and we're just going to sculpt that down in this area here and kind of diffuse it. Also diffuse a little bit right here. So I don't want that too close to my nose. And we're gonna let this sit for a little while, and then we're gonna wipe it off. Okay, so we're gonna wipe this off now. And as you can see, it just really kind of diffused all of the powders together, so it doesn't look like as harsh of a line. So there's this side and then this side, and we're gonna diffuse that out as well. So now I'm done with all the powder products, so I'm going to set my face. I'm using the ColourPop Lock It In spray, And this is waterproof, so I like to spray a good, healthy amount. You really want those powders to melt into the foundation. So we're gonna let this dry and then we can move on to the rest. Next we're gonna do our lower lash line here. So I'm just taking an angled brush and I'm gonna take a little bit more of that espresso and sketch those darker colors. And I'm gonna just put that on my lower lash line. Not going in all the way and kind of blending it out a little bit. Now we're gonna move on to mascara. I haven't decided if I'm wearing my glasses or not, and I also haven't decided if I'm going to do false eyelashes, but I'm just going to curl my eyelashes. Start off by taking the Lancome Monster Big Mascara. And I'm going in with my L'Oreal Million lashes just for a little extra volume. And then I'm finishing up with a little bit of L'Oreal Telescopic because it has a nice thin brush, so we can make sure every lash is nice and coated. I know a lot of people on their wedding day like to use white or cream eyeliner, but I am a sucker for my black eyeliner and it's just me, so I'm definitely going to be doing some black liner in my waterline. Lips, I want a little bit of color on my lips, so first I'm going to take MAC Myth. Myth is a nice pale nude color, and then I'm going to go in with the Revlon Honey Bear, which is a darker nude. And then I'm going to finish it up with this liquid lipstick by Belle Pierre, and this is in the Merlot color. And I'm just going to apply that right over top. This is more of a gloss than a liquid lipstick, but I find it really pretty for a bridal look. And I like to do just one last kind of bake on the chin, because this is where my makeup tends to come off the most, so I like to make sure that's nice and powdered. And then I go in with one last spritz of my setting spray. Next I'll do my eyebrows. I do my eyebrows really simple. I just take the MAC Fling eyebrow pencil. I start by brushing them up, and then I basically just follow the natural guide of my eyebrows. So I do this pretty quickly actually. Just kind of extend them forward a bit, extend them out a bit. And then you can afford to be a little messy with this brow pencil because it really blends out well when you use the spoolie side. And then for brow gel, I like using this Rose Ink one. It's my favorite brow gel. And I like to swoop them up a little bit. And then because I'm extra, I take two brow gels. This is the Maybelline Great Lash. This one is just a lot more wet, so it's easier to get that wispy look. And then of course we can't forget inner corner and brow bone highlight, so I take the MAC Pro Emphasize and I just put that right on the inner corner there. And then I also take it just a little bit under my brow bone. this is the final look that we're going for. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you maybe learned something. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!